All right, when we're talking about cloud infrastructure, honestly, nothing is more important than business continuity. So today, we're going to break down how Azure's powerful tools can make sure your business keeps on running no matter what kind of chaos gets thrown your way. Okay, let's just jump right in with what is probably the single most important question you can ask yourself. When something goes wrong, and believe me, it will go wrong eventually, what's your plan? How do you make sure your services stay up and your data is safe? This isn't just some academic exercise, right? This is the absolute core of being ready for anything. And let's be super clear about this. It's not just a nice to have, it's a fundamental duty. Data protection is a critical responsibility. The entire integrity of your company's data really rests on you having a solid strategy in place. So, this leads us right to the central challenge, the big question for any cloud admin. How do we build a system that guarantees our workloads are not only safe from being lost, but are also always available for our users? Well, the good news is you don't have to start from square one. Azure actually gives you a whole suite of native built-in services designed specifically for this. These tools are pretty much the foundation for a really comprehensive business continuity plan. So let's take a look at the first layer. First up, we've got Azure Backup. I want you to think of this as your first line of defense. It's your everyday shield against the most common headaches, like accidental deletions or data corruption. So what is it exactly? Well, Azure Backup is a managed service that lets you create and automate backups for your most important assets. And that word automated is key here. It's basically a set it and forget it solution for your routine data protection. And what it covers is really important. We're not just talking about one little thing here. Azure Backup takes care of the essentials, your virtual machines, your critical databases, and your file shares. It protects the individual pieces of your applications. But what happens when it's not just a file that's gone, but an entire region that goes down? For something like that, we have to level up our strategy. And this is where Azure Site Recovery comes into the picture. This is not for getting back one corrupted file. No, this is your ultimate failsafe for a major region-wide disaster. Site recovery really takes protection to a whole new level. Its job is to replicate your entire workloads. We're talking the servers, the networking, the whole shebang from your main Azure region to a secondary one. This isn't just about backing up data anymore. It's about creating a complete standby copy of your infrastructure. And this slide right here is where the difference becomes crystal clear. Look, Azure Backup is all about data recovery. Getting back that one file somebody deleted or a corrupted VM. But site recovery, that's about service continuity. It's about keeping your entire business online. So think of it like this. Backup is for the everyday hiccups, the oopsie moments. Site recovery is for the oh no, the whole region is down moments. They're not the same thing, but you absolutely need both. So how does this actually play out? It's a pretty straightforward four-step process. First, site recovery is constantly replicating your workloads to that secondary region. Then, disaster strikes your primary site. At that exact moment, you kick off a failover. That action switches everything over to the secondary region, getting your services back online, and really minimizing that painful downtime. It's a planned, orchestrated response to total chaos. Okay, so we've looked at the two key players, the everyday shield and the ultimate failsafe. Now, let's put it all together and see how they create a complete picture of business continuity. And this right here is the main takeaway. These are not two services you choose between. They are partners that complement each other. Azure Backup handles those frequent, low-impact problems, while Azure Site Recovery is there for the rare but catastrophic disasters. When you use them together, you get a really robust, multi-layered strategy for both data safety and genuine operational resilience. Of course, you only get that resilience if you're actually testing these plans regularly to make sure they work when you need them. And in the end, it all comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful idea. The whole point of all of this is to make sure that no matter what happens, your critical business data stays safe from being lost and, just as important, is recoverable when you need it the most. So, we're going to end right where we started with a question for you to take back to your own team. When you look at your current setup, do you just have a backup plan or do you have a true continuity strategy? After seeing how these Azure services work in tandem, is your business truly prepared for anything?
If you enjoyed this complete Azure training series, please like the video and share the video with others. And subscribe to the channel for more cloud and IT courses. And leave a comment with your feedback or future course suggestions.